treason, oh, 'tis the season of treason, oh yeah.
Howdy.
No one will be held accountable. No one will be held accountable. Everything sucks and nothing works.
What?
I'm lost in the tangled web of my own emotions, and
Greetings.
I see no way out. I stop and try to hear my own
Hi,
heart
Katrina.
beating, but the squealing is the only sound.
Hey, Emma.
Oh, 'tis the season.
Hi, Cindy and Mike. Hello, Barbara. Hi, Jason. Treason is a vibe in this realm, isn't it? Everybody's caught the treason vibe. I'm gonna go have a little talk. I really don't have a true direction with this. I'm just gonna let Divine lead me. Hey, Gina, Kelly, Todd, Janet. Hi, Alina, Rhonda. Hi, Jean. Hello, Tuesday. Everything sucks and nothing works. Oh, shucks. Damn it. 'Tis the season for some treason, wouldn't you say? It's like we've been going through, if we're looking at like humanity, you know, the micro, macro, that is, whatever, our whole existence threads upon, we're talking about like humanity has been stuck, and we've been stuck in a rut. And I figured it out. Heavy contemplation, right? It's because of treason. Treason is the reason for the season. And it's, you know, punny because we're just happen to be around like the whole Christmas season where it's like, 'tis the season to be jolly, la 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 liars, la 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 la. That one. You know, so it's the season, but it's the season for humanity's awakening. As we descended, or I wouldn't even say descended, but ascended into the age of Aquarius, right? Out of the age of Pisces, we're in the age of knowing. A lot of people don't understand what that means for them. This means that you fucking know in your soul because of the energetic alignment with the stars and your code. And it's no coincidence, okay, that they would execute the agenda to alter one's code during as soon as the age of Aquarius come about. Why were they waiting strategically and planning all of this for the perfect timing to be launched right at the age of Aquarius? Because this is the age of knowing, and we're all energetic beings connected to the big system, okay, the aggregate that is the energy that we are. And with that, we are going to be getting energetic upgrades, right? So they have to alter people's antennae so that people can't get those upgrades because they want us stuck in the season of treason. They want us to continue to betray ourselves over and over and over like we have done before in many other epochs. And they're working on getting our code altered so that we as a collective don't raise our vibration enough to ascend the aggregates or the plane's vibration enough to actually get out of this low vibrational hell that we're all trapped in, where these entities can feed off of us, okay? Because if you want to really look like, I was reading through the book, what is it? God, I got so many books. It's the Secrets of the Ages or something. I don't know, it's a huge book. But I was reading through there, and it was talking about, you know, their old construct of heaven and hell and all of that. Well, The reason why these dark occultists, okay, so these guys believe in this black magic, right? Which it's all just energy. I want to just stress that because somebody sent me something, and no, I mean, this is no shade to the person who sent it. Somebody sent me something on the whole tarot card thing and the angels and the demons, and I'm thinking, fuck, okay, it's energy. Everything is just energy. It is, right? This object isn't a bad object, right? No, it just is. A pew-pew, a gun, isn't a bad thing. But what you do with it could be good or evil. You could use it to hunt your food and have sustenance for you and your family. Or you could use it to do something heinous like commit murder. Right? So it's the same concept with the all or source. Okay? It is present in every living thing. It is. It's there. Now, it is up to you and your consciousness, which would deem it a bad thing or a good thing, right? So if I wake up every day and I use my energy to command the grid for good, not just for me, but with the purest intentions for all, then I'm going to have more power doing so. If I were to wake up and use my life force energy to command things that aren't good, then that's what's going to grow. Do you understand? And the program, I understand that people get stuck in with the whole thing that we've been sold. And it's a confusing realm. Oh, there's a battle of good and evil. These are entities of the sky. They all are fucking battling in demons and darkness. I get it. I was fucking programmed by Jehovah's Witnesses, folks. And nothing scarier than them telling you about the demons always around you. Right? The demons are always lurking. If you say a swear word, the demons are there. Well, shit, by that, I'd be consumed by demons by now, wouldn't I? But the truth is that's not the truth, right? And we're not taught the truth for a reason. So let's try and listen with an open mind about the truth, which is that everything is just energy. And we are the evil ones, depending on how we're wielding our own. Which brings me to the topic of treason. After some oxygen. And all of this, I kind of ponder, right? So I guess I'm philosophical, apparently. According to the PO that's led to supervise me, that's what he called me yesterday at my appointment. Because on the fucking intake paper, right, you have to like fill out your stupid ass shit. They're like, what are your goals? Do you plan to do? And what are you here? And what do you want to say? And help. So basically, I always write pretty similar things in there. I'm like, I'm here under duress and force. Right? I'm like, I'm here under duress, period. Blankly stated. Because if I don't come here, then you're going to send people with guns to kidnap me and harm me and put me false imprison me and all of that, right? So I make it very clear that I'm not consenting to this. And then he's like, what do you feel like you've been working on, right? That was one of the questions. What have you been working on since our last visit? Or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, I've been working on exposing people to the fact that this realm is backwards and evil is being considered good and good is being considered evil, right? So I'm filling out this form just like you would imagine I would, right? Knowing me, if you know me. And I don't give a fuck, because whatever. And so the guy, he's like sitting there, and I'm sitting there, he's like, how are you? And he's like, okay, let's look over your form here. And he was like reading it. He's like, what? And he's like, wait, hold on, evil. And so then I went off on a tangent, and I'm like, you're a Christian, aren't you? I said, you know the way of this. I said, do you think for 1 minute, if Jesus were here, he'd be sitting in your position? And the guy's like looking at me. And he's a nice guy, right? And I'm like, think about it. I'm like, do you think for 1 fucking second that Jesus were walking the earth right now today, he would be sitting where you're at? And he said, Jesus would be flipping tables and shit. And I said, exactly. I said, but people who work for the establishment, which I'm sorry, it just so happens to be you guys, okay, the establishment, and I went into my whole little spiel. is like modern day or the old day church. And I said, and the police are nothing more than Roman soldiers. They're not doing the work of the Lord. I said, you guys work for the beast. You work for the darkness. I said, and that's what I'm trying to portray, hence my form there. I said, I have a hard time convincing people that they're, actually evil and they think that they're good. And I'm like looking at the guy, right? And so he obviously, I think he's kind of, if I had to guess, he might be a little bit fascinated by me, but he's like, you're so philosophical. And I'm like, is it philosophy or is it just fact? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, because I'll tell you what, I'm never going to ever be quiet and complicit with evil. I said, and I can clearly see that there is great evil happening right now in this realm. I said, because for one, I'm sitting here. And that's proof to me. And he's like, okay, yeah, right. So I got him going for a minute. And then he's like, okay, I better stop talking. He's like, I got to stop talking politics with you because I'm going to open your eyes one way or another, and I don't care where I'm at. I'll be in your fucking stupid office under duress and we can talk about whatever. But at the end of the day, the whole point is if I wasn't sharing, right? So if I wasn't being me, and this doesn't matter, it's with this guy, that guy, the other guy, then who's the fucking traitor? I'm the traitor. And I'm committing treason against me, right? And we have a realm full of treasonous actors. And so I get to thinking, and I'm on my way back from the appointment with the state soldier. And I'm like driving. And again, I'm so sick of seeing it. It's so blatantly obvious that people are dumb. They like have their flags flying and then they got their stickers with their AKs and they're like, big guns, pew pew pews. And I get to thinking it almost it turns my stomach. I'm like, fuck, if I can't even drive down the road without having to be reminded how absolutely brain dead humanity is right now. What do you mean the brain dead? Well, you're fucking brain dead, guys. You got these big old stickers of AKs and your Second Amendment shit and your We the People shit and all your fucking patriotism. And what does it all stem from? It stems from the treason, really, when you think about it. This patriotic, weird, distorted belief that people are given, and they're given it, right? This loyalty to whatever it is. The program itself is an act of treason against God. And that's a hard one to comprehend, isn't it? Any belief, religion, is an act of treason against God. Source, divine, against the energy that is. Can you fathom it? Our belief in these things is betrayal to the essence of who we are. Why? Because it activates us into ego. How? I don't know how. Why do we just sit around taking fucking selfies of ourselves all the time now? Question. Think about the fucking mental illness in the realm. And I'm not sitting here telling you that, that you're a bad person for taking a selfie. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm trying to invoke thought here. Look at us and what we have been diminished into. It's weird, isn't it? When you really fucking think about it, it's really weird. Our humanity, like, we're so self-obsessed that we've committed treason against ourselves. And we can blame everybody else, right? And I can sit here and I can say, oh yeah, well, the psychopaths are doing all this, and they are doing it. There's no disputing what they're doing. Fuck. But the point is who's really at fault? Who's at fault that the psychopaths are doing it? And this is the question I pose to all humanity, because this is what people don't want to fucking accept. They are. We are. We're to fucking blame. We are. It's not God and the devil. It's us. It's not angels and demons. It's us. We are that. Get it? It's us. So when I see these fucking idiot fools of the lower minded realm driving around with this flags in every hole, it's like, Jesus Christ. I get more creative. I could find a couple holes I'd love to shove that thing in just to wake you up a little bit. Because we're already getting fucked up it anyway. Right? Just want to just take one of those flags down and be like, excuse me, sir, bend over. You didn't have a flag in that hole now, did ya? Solve that problem. But I almost feel like it's the only way to wake these people. They just don't see. They don't freaking see it. They drive around, they're doing this, and they're just like so complete. It's like treachery. And who is it treachery to? Themselves. It's a complete betrayal of self. To be submerged into the program is a betrayal of source. We were created in the image. And a lot of people have a hard time getting this through their fucking head. We are not this body. We're created in the image. But people consider the image as in like the physical eye form. Like when you're looking at an image, like a fucking selfie that we endlessly fucking take of ourselves, right? Like people, and I'm not fucking coming at you crazy because trust me, I've leveled up into this where I'm at now. I've went through all the levels to get here. I didn't skip any levels. So I went through the whole fucking filter level. I went through the whole selfie level. I went through it all. But now the level that I'm on, I'm in a real freaking master's level of myself. I'm to the point where now I get sick to think that I ever degraded myself down to being just a mortal, right? Or even when it comes to being intimate. Let's just talk about this real quick. Like the act of sex itself. We're betraying ourselves by even sharing ourselves with each other. So meaninglessly. Like we have no meaning. You have no feeling behind it. Like we have reduced ourselves down to nothing. And we betrayed ourselves and our honor basically by just letting ourselves be so loose. You know what I mean? Like the way I used to look at a man and the way I look at a man now, it's so different. You know what I mean? Like I used to look at a man like, oh, fuck, yeah. And I still have feelings of like desire. But when I look, it's different, right? It's like, wow, that's like the scepter of life you have there. How beautiful is that scepter? And look at those beautiful veins on the scepter. You know, I could literally put the throbbing scepter of life in my mouth and feel its blood pulse within me and taste the majesty of life itself. You know what I mean? Like I look at it from this whole sacred perspective instead of just being like, you know, it's like you're holding the scepter of life, an animate piece of God in the flesh. We are created in the image, right? Well, we are the spirit. We are not these bodies. And that is science. That is scientifically proven. Right? We aren't the fucking body. The body is alive because of the spirit, the energy that we are that drives it. The life force inside, the consciousness that we are, is what drives the body. So how vile are we to commit treason against ourselves by neglecting to acknowledge the fact that we are just that spirit walking around animate in these bodies? It's like when you get in the car, you drive the car. The car doesn't drive us. We aren't the body. We, as the consciousness, the life force energy that is inside this, drives the fucking car. We tell the hand to wave. We tell the feet to walk. We tell the legs to open. You see what I'm saying? So humanity as a whole has been reduced down to the vessel instead of the truth of who we are, which is the God inside of it. And you can hardly get people to understand this, right? You can try and explain it to people, but they're just like, huh? God, how dare you blaspheme? God sits on the throne in the house of the fucking hill in the sky, and he's going to judge you for that, you blasphemer. You have demons attached. It's just like they fucking regurgitate the same nonsensical program. And you're like, yo, I'm trying to help you see, like legitimately see things how people should see in this day and age of the age of Aquarius, but why don't they accept the truth? Because they don't want to be a traitor to the program. And that's what the whole point is. They were given the program, just like we're given the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're taught and we're ingrained in these programs. And then it's like, okay, well, that's how they get us to conform. That's how the darkness that is in the energy field of man has continued to grow, because we have pledged allegiance to all the wrong things. But is man enough to call themselves out for their wrongdoing? This is where we're at, and I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing humanity call themselves out yet. They're comfortably lodged up in the program, right? They are. They're sitting up the program's ass so comfortable right now. And literally, they don't want to know the truth. They don't. Why? Because then the truth would make them take action. If they were to accept the fact, just like I'm talking to the probation guy, if he accepts the fact that what I was saying is the absolute truth, he's going to need to find a new job. And why, God, that sounds like a pain in the ass in a system where money is everything, and we support this way of existing. And that's why we're stuck. Because 'tis the season for the treason. And we always fail this test. We always betray ourselves in our truth and love God. So at the end of times, when we're told they turned their back against God, and we've been through this again, okay? This isn't the first time we've been tested, humanity, I guarantee you. This won't be the last by the looks of it with our fucking stupidity. But it's like they turned their face away from God. Well, where did we turn our face, humanity? And I'm not saying this from a religious point. I'm saying this for people who are familiar with the religious program. Why is everything happening? And a lot of people are saying there's some divine sky entity that sits up there, the fucking judging us with his fucking scroll and his white robe and his big long white beard and his blue eyes, which isn't even true. That whole image isn't true. And we get into that. But so this is the image that we have in the mind, is that this is what's happening, and this isn't how it happens. And I'm trying to tell people how it happens. But do they have the ears to hear? Because this is what I told the PO guy. I said people wouldn't even be able to tell the second coming of Christ if he was sitting right across the desk from them. And I stand true to that. And I tell many people that. You wouldn't even recognize Jesus if he was sitting here having dinner with you. And they don't. They never see it. They never see the Christ in me. Because they're too caught up on judging me for whatever their reason. Because I use expletives. and they're expecting me to fucking come around floating on a cloud, right? Or because I partake in the vaping and make my own fucking clouds. Oh, surely she's not to Christ, because look at her. Or because I'm just walking around in the flesh, a face in the crowd, and they're expecting some big spectacle for me to come dropping out of the sky. Right? So they never recognize the Christ in me. And this is why I tell people, they want to talk about, Jesus and coming in God. And I'm like, you wouldn't even recognize that guy if he was sitting in the room with you right now. Because they have a belief in their head, and we create these images in our head of what it is. And the truth is it's a whole vibe. It's a vibe of goodness. It's a vibe of love. It's a vibe of intention. It isn't a physical person. Right? So when the age of Aquarius came in, it's in the placement of Leo. Leo is the sun, right? And you can get all into that. But the sun represents the Christ. Literally, the sun worshipers, that is what it is. The sun is the sun. So we're literally in the resurrection period now, where Christ is back. And this is a matter of consciousness. So you, okay, are the second coming. But here's the test. Are we going to commit treason against the sun again? Because this is how it all played out, remember? Humanity rebuked the sun. And why did they rebuke the sun? Why was the treason, why was it all committed in the first place? Because they didn't understand the truth that Jesus Christ was trying to explain to them, which is you are me and I am you, and we are fucking one, and we are needing to bring heaven to earth. It starts within by rebuking the evil. Was Jesus trying to support the Roman soldiers? Question. I'm curious. I mean, I've read the book a few times, but mostly it's all written in my heart. But I don't think that was part of Jesus's thing. Was it? To go out here and bootlick for fucking Rome? But correct me if I'm wrong. Did I miss a little bit? Because I know that they did remove some portions of the book to control you. But let me know if you guys are aware of something that I'm not. I don't think he ever talked about licking the sandals of the soldiers. Do you? Then why are we doing it? Why are we fucking partaking in this treason? You know, I read something so fucking disturbing. This shit fucking gets me. And I don't know why it gets me so bad, but I got a soft spot for our elders. Elderly people are like children in my heart, right? They're like frail. And they can't really take care of themselves. They're like babies in my world, right? In my mind. And there's reasons why all of our ancestors, once you get to be the elderly, we're supposed to take care and respect our elders and look out for them as if we do for the children. It's our job. Well, November 29th, okay, we've got the city of Valley, Alabama. And these fucking bastards, and I'm going to say these bastards because that's exactly what they are. These people are evil. These people are traitors to all things good. This police department arrested Martha Lewis, an 82-year-old woman. And you know what the charges were against this elderly woman? I'll give you a second to guess. All right. They came and arrested this woman for non-payment of trash removal services for the month of June, July, and August. They came and took an 82-year-old woman. First off, a judge, a de facto piece of shit fucking kangaroo actor in the fraudulent system for the wicked establishment, ruled that a warrant be issued. Like, okay, here's another fucking thing for the dum-dums out there who think the system is so necessary. Okay, you think it's necessary to have somebody out here making judgments so that corporations can continue to get paid? Fuck off. Yeah. So this judge issues a warrant, at which point it was a failure to pay. Okay. And so she got arrested and taken in to custody by policy enforcers, aka the Roman soldiers. 82-year-old woman couldn't afford to pay her trash. She's probably on limited income, right? Because, I mean, come on. And these fucking, I mean, the logic, it escapes me that there are men in this realm that would go and follow an order like that. Order followers, you people make me fucking sick. Disgusting. Morally bankrupt, you people. Ugh. An 82-year-old woman. Trash services. You fucking people force us to live this way with your slave system that you've oppressed everybody under. So what would happen? Okay? If people stopped being treasonous traitors, like these police officers who would ever put handcuffs on this 82-year-old woman, you know how much she was arrears? And you know how much she was arrears? You guys, this is even worse. She was arrears $77 fucking dollars. Over $77. They tied up this ordeal in court, had a judge sign off on a warrant, and go send bully boys to kidnap this poor lady. 77 fucking dollars. Is this the reality you people want to continue to support? Ask yourselves. Because this is what you're supporting. And I don't care what lies you want to tell yourselves. You people are traitors. You are traitors to humanity. Anybody who is continuously supporting the evil, wicked realm as it is, this is a straight up clown world, and it is so apparent that there's no moral compass in anybody anymore. When we're going to go and take elderly women to jail, elderly people in general, okay, for not being able to pay a $77 bill, but you can sit and pretend that we're sending billions and trillions of dollars of aid to all these countries, and we're, taking all this expense on, and all of this inflation and all of that, and this and that, no, blah, blah, blah. When are you people gonna wake the fuck up? And stop betraying your brothers and sisters? Because they are you. And again, humanity, we've been through this test and we continue to fall because we are always victim to treason. Okay? When Christ was put on a cross, or as the story goes, okay, when he was deaded by the people, what does that mean to you? Yeah. The lower man. We were acting in our lower man, our ego, right? Fear. We were challenged by the message of the time, trying to break them out of the programming. What do you mean? Well, that's what they knew. That's what they were told to do. And it's all a condition of mind. It truly is. And actually, Joost Merleau was talking about it too in his book, Rape of the Mind. There's a whole little blurb in there on treason and self-betrayal. So if anybody wants to figure that out, but we're sold these different programs, like being loyal. Loyal to what? If we can't be loyal to ourselves, and we can't be loyal to goodness and to love and to honoring our own truth, we're going to fail this test again. And so as humanity is on the brink of basking in the judgment, who are we going to blame this time is the question. Are we going to blame those people over on that plot of land, or those people who didn't want to conform to the freaking stupid status quo? Are we going to blame those people over there who are in that church house? Are we going to blame these people over here who are this color? Who are we going to blame for what's coming? And why it's coming? Are we going to continue to blame the psychopaths? Because we can. Because yes, they have put all of this into motion. But who's to blame for remaining ignorant in the age of knowing? Who's to blame for remaining a coward when you're waking up every day and staring evil out into the world when all you see is that? Who's to blame at that point? They are? The psychopaths? I mean, sure, they play their part in manipulating you, but who's to blame for allowing the manipulation? Who's to blame for the fear in you that you can't stand up and be a person of goodwill and integrity? I bet these officers that went and arrested this 82-year-old elderly woman for her $77 past due balance are going to say, well, just following orders, judge's orders. So they're going to blame the judge, and the judge is just going to blame it up the ladder and say, oh, this is just the system. This is the law. Well, who's to blame for these laws? Who's to blame for us continuing to partake in the laws is the better question. Whose fault is it? Because there is really, and this is just universal, they know this. The psychopaths know this. There's only one law. The governing law is the law of the spirit, which is what we are. So the law of the spirit governs all of us, but then their laws are programmed in to govern our spirit. Because truly, as long as we're abiding under natural law, we're Gucci. We're pretty much running around being gods of the realm like we should be. But it is our belief that somehow their man-made laws are governing us. And the word government itself is mind control. So really, their laws are really here and implemented in this realm to control your mind so that they, the psychopaths in charge, can continue to reign this domain. But see again, are you brave enough not to be a traitor to humanity because you're loyal to them? Your weak-mindedness. Okay? Always looking for a daddy to save us. This is humanity. External savior program is number one here. Like I was saying, I see these stickers of these guys with these guns. Guns rights. Everybody's fucking stroking this steel. Right? Stroking the steel. It's like, what the fuck does it matter? You clowns. If you have guns or not. You're not going to use them. Can you imagine back in the day? Everybody had a sword, right? But why did people carry a sword and a knife? Why? Just because they wanted to carry around like 10 extra pounds of steel? on their body? Is that why they did it? To look cool? To show off to people and be like, look at my sword. My sword's better than your sword. Ting, ting, ting. No. They had a purpose in carrying that. They weren't just going to lug around shit that they didn't fucking need. And what was the purpose? For protection. Right? It was protection. Because if somebody came trying to steal your shit and had a sword, okay? So if freaking big bully boy walking down the freaking trail came with his sword and pulled his sword and said, "Ye, surrender! Surrender your rations to me." Then they could be like, "Nah, fuck you," and pull their sword and be like, "Lo, I will not surrender these rations to you." And they could say in that moment, ka-ching, 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 ching, bing, die, whatever. It's the same thing. Why the fuck do you have a piece of steel if you ain't going to use it to protect yourself? Why did we even have the Second Amendment that these people want to worship? What is the standing behind that even being birthed into a law? To protect against enemies, foreign and domestic. To protect us from dictatorships and tyranny. But we're back at being infantile in their mind. Boys and their fucking toys is what it reminds me of. Just a bunch of little tiny boys sitting there playing with their little Nerf guns. You know, like, pew, 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 pew. Come and take my toy. Yeah, fuck you. They'll come and take your toy, you little pussy. You ain't doing nothing with it. What do you mean? What do you mean? You can't sit here and tell me that that toy makes a bit of difference in your possession. You sit on it like a freaking dumb idiot. Because if it mattered at all at this point, men, every single man, you know how many pew-pews are in America? Drive up your street one time, okay? And imagine this. Let's take a cruise. Let me paint the scene. We're in America. You're riding shotgun. We're cruising in old Mustang Sally, okay? Looking down the road on either side, there is at least 2 guns, right? Every other home in America. This is statistics. Okay? So if you're imagining driving around a city block and houses on each side, then you're looking here and there and there and there and there, and inside each of those is 2 guns. That's how many people in this country are armed. And what has it done for us lately? What has it done for us? Question. Americans, what has it done for us? Hasn't done a motherfucking thing, has it? It hasn't stopped us from being put into lockdowns. It hasn't stopped us from having bozo clown pedophile come out here and masquerade as a leader. Right? No, hasn't stopped us from anything. It hasn't stopped the system from doing harm and killing innocent people, arresting people for arresting our elderly population, killing off a bunch of people with their concocted poison agenda. Hasn't stopped us from a motherfucking thing. Why? Because of the people in possession of them are weak cowards. And you get mad at me for calling you that. I don't really give a fuck, because I'm not a weak coward. And you could fight me, catch me outside. How about that? If you don't like what I say, beat my ass on the street. And you're still going to be a coward to me. Because you want to take out anger on the messenger, right? Well, they did that before. Remember Jesus? Crucify him! Let the thief and the murderer free. Well, that's what you're doing here. The thief and the murderers are running the realm. And you're crucifying all of the good ones. Hello. Yeah, so here we have it. We've got a group of people out here who want to call us traitors and say that we're committing treason and betraying our country, betraying everything, showing disloyalty to the freaking masters because we're out here speaking facts, because we're out here resurrecting the Christos. We're reanimating God in the flesh. That's what we're doing here, guys. Those of us on the narrow road, okay, we've taken up the mat and we're bearing the cross. And it's not easy, is it? It's a heavy cross to bear. The fuck if it is easy, man. And I just get so emotional when I think about it because nobody really knows how difficult it really is. And I come out here, I make it look fucking easy, but it's not easy. It's hard. And most of us are going at it alone, right? We have each other in mind and in spirit. We can lift each other up. But I don't have a partner. I do it every single day. I'll sit across the face of the fucking establishment that sat there getting paid to supervise me, a fucking angelic soul in the realm, as I'm getting trafficked through their system under duress. Right? But I still do it bravely. While the rest of the fucking people out here cower down, they can't even get these people to make a decision for themselves for their life. Can't make you any promises. Of course you can't. Of course you people can't stick to your word. You have no integrity. You have no honor. You're a coward. Right? We can't count on them. Just like Jesus could count on them. You think Jesus could count on those people? He couldn't even count on his own followers. Look at Judas. Someone he loved and let close to them. But he's seen Judas's betrayal coming. He felt it. But that didn't stop him from loving, right? Just like me and you. We feel their betrayal coming. We feel it when they censor us, when they come for us. We know it's just a matter of time. We know it. But we don't live in fear because we realize we are resurrected into that place to be here for this time, for this. We have brought ourselves from the grave, okay? Which would be where most people are right now. If you have not come online and been activated into the spirit of who you are, if you are just out here simming it up, then you know not what I speak. Point blank, period. You're not even going to hear what I'm saying. You've already been lost. You've already been lost. Because you won't listen. The Bible talks about, in many different places, warnings, prophecy, prophets, warnings, messengers giving warnings to the people, right? Angels giving warnings. These people can't see a prophet or hear the prophecy even if it was looking in their face. The words of the prophet are dismissed. Meanwhile, they'll sit there and entertain themselves with meaningless dances. They will. They'll entertain themselves for hours on nothingness, nothing of substance. Oh my gosh, let's talk about this. The newest in the freaking Kardashian family is Northwest went live and like Kim shut her off in the middle of the live, and we're trying to figure out why Kim ended North's live on TikTok so abruptly. Come on, Kim. We were all watching North. She was doing such a good job. And let me get more of that. Or let me get more of this week on fucking the Roman Colosseum's game and all of the stupid ass soldiers and all the stupid ass people that sit and watch it every freaking day. And then they buy the merchandise and they brand themselves a slave to whatever stupid ass gladiator game that they're worshiping at the freaking time. And let's pay more attention to that. And then this day, let's talk about this. And let's talk about all this shit that means nothing to nothing to nothing to nothing to nothing to nothing. And let's spend all of our life force energy and our waking moments putting nothingness into the fucking human mind that goes out into the collective consciousness. You people don't know the spirit. Get mad at me. Like I said, cash me outside. If you even could, cash me outside. Because, I mean, that would require you to, like, have some balls. If you were going to try and step to me, you'd probably get up in my face and see, like, holy shit. Like, this probably ain't going to be easy. Then you probably cower in fear and double think your choices and be like, oh, better just leave that woman alone. Do it any problems. You know, because to take action requires to have some sense of, I don't know, you'd have to have some sense of will, which most people in this realm don't have. These people are so fucking treacherous. They have betrayed and become a traitor to their own genetics. Literally. That's baffling to me. These people betray their own gender. They're so used to treason. That's really sick. Like, yo, you got a dick, man. That means you have a holy scepter of life and you are a fucking god. Now, deliver your divine scepter to a womb, man, that's worthy of your life force. So find a goddess whose portal you would like to open with your key and open it. Not me. I don't have a divine scepter. I believe that I have a woman. No, you don't. You're a fucking idiot. Sorry, I don't care. Whatever you want to believe is self-betrayal of yourself. You are denying parts of you instead of accepting who you are, being beautifully created and marvelously made. You're rebuking your own divinity. You are a traitor. You're committing treason against yourself by rejecting yourself. Whatever fairy tale you were sold by this sick fucking realm, that you have the ability to do that, you don't have the ability to do that. You can go and cut it off, sure. But you will never be a woman. Never. A woman has a womb, which you can never have. But science, no. It's not going to be yours, you fucks. See, you are uniquely you. Okay? Your cells, your molecules, everything is just specifically designed, perfectly created for you, specifically you. Your cells, all of that is you. Even if they somehow come up with a way to implant another woman's womb into you, it is not yours. Do you understand? That belonged to another woman and was gifted to you so that you could play make-believe. It isn't yours. It will never be you because its chemical makeup, its genetic makeup is never going to be yours. But we can all sit and participate in mental illness and continue to betray logic and the truth. And that's why we're here. Because people, they're traitors. They commit treason every day. They don't accept the truth. The truth is too hard for them to accept, so they fucking play stupid shit. Because the truth would require action. And that's what happens in this realm. People are infantile. We're dealing with a bunch of children, even though they're grown-ups, which is really sad because our children don't have anybody raising them. They have devices raising them. They have computers raising them. They have screens raising them. They don't have real adults raising them. They don't have, very few have real people actually raising them. Because the adults are even infants. The adults can't wait to get off work so they can get onto their screen. You know what I mean? They're just sitting at their slave job and they're thinking, oh my gosh, it's almost time to clock out. Now I can pick up my phone and scroll. And then the kids are like, Mama, Mama. And they're like, stop, go sit down. Go watch your movie. Go play your tablet. And then the kids are like, Mama, Mama. And she's like, what? Go. I'm trying to do a TikTok video. Be quiet. I'm just saying. I'm not judging. I'm observing. And so then the kids, what do? They're like, okay, well, hello, darkness, my old friend. I come to talk with you again. And the people on the screen are raising them. The people on the screen are always there for them. The people on the screen are making them feel something. They're making them feel happy. They're making them feel not alone. How sad and pitiful. My opinion. Really, I could cry right now, and I don't know why I'm getting so sad by it. I'm getting really sad over just thinking about that. Because of how many kids out there are getting just fucking sucked into this shit. They don't even know what it's really like. You know what I mean? To have like real love and affection and somebody like caring for them. And I like fathers, you know, like my kids don't have a dad. And I wish I would have done it differently, but I didn't know what I was doing, right? I was lost, just like most of us start. And I think for them now, they really would love to have that, but they don't have it. And even now, you can't find a man in this realm who wants to be a fucking father to these kids, like in a real way. Right? They're all just stupid. They don't want to like hunt and fish and do stuff and go camping with the kids. You know, they don't really want anything to do with my kids if I'm dating them. They don't want to be there for them. And it's like a forced interaction when they meet the children and they're like kind to the children because they know that without being kind to the children, they're not going to get me. And so I feel really bad for my kids. And I guess probably this is all coming on because of my own, you know, feelings just carried in from last night when my son was asking for pictures of me and his father. I was like, I'll give you the pictures, you can have them. But you don't get to talk to his dad. You know? And he's like a 17-year-old boy who's never had that. And I feel bad about it. But I'm like, there's no one in the realm that gives a fuck about the kids anymore. You know? These men don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They want their dick wet. They want porn. They want sports. They don't want to take time after getting off of work and teach their kid how to change the oil on a truck anymore, or how to change out a spare tire. They don't want to teach the children how to become productive men, because they're not productive men. They're statists. They're disloyal to humanity. They betray themselves, by their own actions. So it really is fucking quite a nightmare. I'm not all man, I know, but we're few and far between, right? People like us, we're few and far between. And that's what gets so disheartening. And I think that's why Jesus cried all those tears, right? Jesus wept. And I always feel that. I always feel that like in my soul. Jesus wept. Because I'm like, I know why he would weep. Because you're going out there trying to do this job, right? Trying to wake people up. And it's almost impossible to imagine. Right? But once you're on the path, there's no turning back. So when he asked for the cup to be removed, the cup can't be removed. You gotta finish the journey, right? And that's where it gets heavy. The cross gets heavy. Figuratively. The burden of being awake. So yeah. We will get through it together, but that's the thing. Together, what is together? We're all alone. We die alone. Jesus was on the cross alone. Right? So we got to get out of that mindset. We got to get out of that mindset that we have all of this power when there's a large group of us. The power doesn't come from us being together. It comes from the spirit that which we all are. And like I was saying earlier, I believe, before I went off whatever direction I went off on, but the people don't realize that the judgment that is coming is being called in by their own treason. They're going to sit and say that the Bible's talked about this, and in the end days, this was going to be happening, and this was going to be happening. Yeah, but in the end days, why is all of that happening? Because we've allowed it to happen. Not that there's some magical force that says, oh, this is going to happen regardless. It's because we have sat complicit like cowards, betraying our own humanity and our own love and our own goodness. For what? Money? For social status? For popularity? For convenience? I mean, many people have different reasons for doing what they do. But the question is to look inside and figure out why you're doing it. And if we could get them to look inside themselves and figure out why the fuck they're doing it. Why the fuck do they find it more fulfilling to come home and sit on a fucking screen than take their kids to the park and let their kid get fresh air and run off some of their life force energy and move their energy up through their system? Why are they more happy and connected? Because I had to work all day. We could all make excuses. We all make excuses. It could be whatever excuse, but what's more important? You sitting in that fucking chair, scrolling through your phone, or your kid getting an hour of fucking fresh air and outside time? Because both is going to be, whatever it is, you're still going to have to be alive and coherent in that 1 hour time span, giving your life force energy to something. And what's more important to give your life force energy to than that? Little kid. You know what I'm saying? Does it make sense? They would rather give it to the artificial energy. You see what I'm saying? The treason. This is what we've become. So when the judgment arrives, we can't sit and blame anybody. We can't even blame the psychopaths, guys. We can't. We can sit here and say, yeah, they're the ones who put all of this plan into motion. But without us supporting it and without us assisting in its existence, it couldn't be. And it's time that we recognize that and stop betraying ourselves and being traitors to humanity. Because we are the one perpetuating this evil. They couldn't fight wars if they didn't have soldiers to fight. There couldn't be rumors and talks of wars if we didn't have people in power given that kind of authority over the rest of us. We did it all. Well, it's too late to go back now. That's where we're at. That mindset's going to get us recycled again through the same fucking lessons because we never learn. It's never too late to choose good over evil. It's never too late to be accountable for your own behavior and your own deeds. Never too late. We get a chance to reset every single time we open our eyes in the morning and put our feet down on the ground. We get a chance that day. We get a chance to choose how our day is going to go, you know? And this is just like simple example. I could be waking up and having the worst fucking time of my life, you know? Maybe just go through some, okay, like a breakup. That's a pretty common occurrence in this realm. Separation of a relationship. So I could wake up in a breakup and I could be like, oh my gosh, feel sorry for me. I'm going through this breakup and like blah, blah, blah. I'm so hurt. How could they do this? Why is this happening? Or I could wake up like a logical person and say, okay, well, you know, what's done is done. Probably for the best, right? Whatever the reason, there's a reason. And you know what I'm going to do with my day? I'm going to fucking allow myself to acknowledge that there were probably some lessons learned during the course of this relationship. Probably on both sides. I have some good memories and I got some lessons to take away about what I'm not going to do anymore. I'm going to fucking put that up in my fucking pipe. I'm going to smoke it on out the door. And I'm going to be like, all right, heal, heal, heal. Love, love, love. I ain't going to sit around and be like, fucking grow up. Grow up. But we're all infants, right? And a lot of times because people didn't get love as a kid. I don't know why people do this stupid shit. I personally say, well, what a waste of your life to sit around and cry and cry and cry. Like I see, like I just cried for my kids, right? For that emotion when it came up. I cried for it and now it's gone. I don't live there. You feel it and then you let it go. That's called transmutation. And that's a key about keeping your vibration high. You observe a feeling and an emotion and you feel it while it comes in, but then you don't live there. Okay? Energy in motion is what an emotion is. So when the energy comes in that causes me to feel the pain, I feel it and then I let it go. You're not going to catch me here crying about it all fucking night. I'm going to do other shit with my life because I have the authority on what I'm giving my energy and attention to and what I want to grow more of. Like my kids are going to be coming home and I'm going to be like, hey, you know, spending time with them and cooking dinner and doing shit like that. Like, that's the whole point. We get to choose at every fucking turn where we give our energy. And some people are giving their energy into the news every night. Oh, God. Oh, can you believe it? Oh, the election. Oh, this person in politics. Oh, and they're just feeding their life into that meaningless, never-ending drain. And this is why we're all committing treason on humanity, because we're still choosing to give our attention, to give our time to that bullshit. What would happen, like I was saying, if every man and woman in America alone took their weapon, their pew-pews, and just posted up in their fucking front yard like it's 4th of July, barbecuing, neighborhood parties with their pew-pews, feasting, loving, high-vibing? Then what are the overlords going to say? Hey, nobody's showing up to work. Hey, nobody's playing the game. Hey, what are they going to do? Deploy National Guard and down the fucking streets and be like, this is your government reporting. Everybody go back to work. Continue on with the regularly scheduled slave program that we've put in your minds. Get your asses to work so that the corporate overlords can continue to have control over you and your family and your future. Go back to work. And if everybody sat in their front yard and was like, kind of like the man with the sword who was like, give me your rations. If everybody just said, no, we're done playing slave games with the corporate overlords. We're going to start making our own way. Matter of fact, my little neighborhood here is already planting a garden. Fuck the homeowners association. Right over in our front yards, you'll be seeing gardens and shit. And then what are they going to say? No, that's against the man-made law that you can't plant a garden in that piece of dirt because it's an eyesore. Right? Can you imagine the logic? There are laws saying that you can't plant food somewhere because it is publicly not appeasing to an eye. So you're not allowed in your own home that you pay for and pay taxes on the plot of land. You're not allowed to plant anything there because there's this association that you give consent to tell you whether or not you can have it there. Fuck that. Sounds like treason. That sounds like treason. Right? Think about it. Think about what we've allowed to happen. We've given them power to micromanage us on every level. So what happens if everybody just says, no, fuck this, and then people get in their head and they're like, oh, I'm a coward though, because then how would I have the money to pay for this? And how would I have the money to pay for that? How would I have the money to get my nails done? And how would I have the money to do this? Well, if we all did it, if we all said, fuck you to their bullshit, why do we need all of that? We would be able to do it like humans actually do it, which is trade and barter. Maybe old girl up the street does nails. And maybe you got a whole bunch of citrus fruit growing in your yard. And you say, hey, girl, you want to do my nails? I got all these yummy oranges. And they're like, yeah, I'll do your nails for some yummy oranges. And then the next person comes in and is like, hey, I want my nails done. And she's like, okay, I could do your nails, but what are you going to do for me? And they're like, hey, you know what? I build tables, dude. I just built this really cool table. It would actually go really cool if you're going to do nails. And then that person gets to say, okay, yeah, I like that table. I'll do your nails for that table. Then we are the energy exchangers and we cut them out. That simple. But people won't see it that way because they don't want to, because they're traitors. They don't want to have that vision. They love the vision of being in servitude to the demons. But anyway, guys, that's all. I want to get off of here because I got things to do. It's almost 2:00 where I'm at. And I have a few things to do. Thank you so much, Todd, for the stars. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me and just sharing this time so I could just share my brain with you guys a little bit. Running around some of my thoughts, some of my mind things. All of the subscribers, I know we're not going to do a Zoom tonight. Sorry. We're not doing a Zoom. I'm going to do another coffee chat this weekend because I'm just running ragged. I had a lot of extracurriculars with the kids this week. My daughter has a dance recital. And I just don't have time to do it. So tonight, so I apologize. if you guys were wanting that. But I'm going to do a coffee chat with you guys like I did last Sunday. So I'll see you guys in the subscriber lounge, all of you guys who are subscribed on Sunday for that. Also, tomorrow's Tarot Blitz is going to be earlier than normal because of my daughter's dance recital. So I'm not going to be missing that. So I'll get on and do the Tarot Blitz before, you know, normally I do it later, but I'm going to do it earlier tomorrow. Okay, my friends. So thank you guys for all the love and support. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Just, you know, continue to walk the path, man. Bear your cross and bear your cross and do it with a smile, you know, because you think about it, we could bear the cross with the frown or we could do it with a smile. And it makes a lot more impact on somebody when you're doing it with love. When you do anything with love, you're way more powerful than doing it with bitter resentment or hatred, right? And this is like just something that was coming to my mind earlier. It's like, I don't want somebody to do something for me out of an obligation. And it comes like this with like, it's a love, right? I don't want you to love me because of whatever reason. I don't want you to feel obligated to me for whatever reason. I want you to love me because you love me. Like that's your personal feelings towards me, right? Like I don't want people just to be around me because of ulterior reasons. I want purest intentions. And this is just wherever I go in personal relationships and love relationships. It's like, don't come for me because of whatever reason. Like, come for me because your soul literally can't live away from mine, right? You know what I mean? That kind of energy I was thinking about. But let me find a song, my friends. Hi, Tracy. Girl, I'm going to call you right now. I'm going to get off of here and call you on the phone. So, who's got a song we can leave on today? Anybody? Of course, I'll be looking at a cover, but anybody? I love that, Greg. Our truth. Our truth. Thank you, guys. You know, we kept pretty much 70 people watching the whole time I've been live, which was quite a long time, over an hour. So that, to me, means something. When people can keep tuned into a message, it means something. You know? It does. It helps the algorithms, you know, the comments, the likes, all of that stuff. It helps the algorithms. So, In Your Eyes is the first song I'm seeing. 500 Miles, I love that song. All right, let me see if I can find In Your Eyes cover, Cameron. And if I can't find a good cover, then Matt, 500 Miles. There should be a cover of one of those two. Peter Graham, yeah. Let's try this one. It's got 1 million views, so... probably decent cover. The 500 Miles. I like that. I like the idea of a man actually being devoted to his woman enough to want to walk 500 miles, come hell or high water, just to get next to her soul, right? Something romantic about that. All right. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I love you. I'll see the subscribers at the coffee chat on Sunday a.m. And I'll be back tomorrow for a blitz earlier than normal.
I get so lost sometimes. Days pass and this emptiness fills my heart. When I want to run away, I drive off in my car. But whichever way I go,
Love to everybody.
back to the place you are.
Peter Gabriel does it best, but whatever.
In your eyes, the light, the heat, I am complete. I see the doorway to 1,000 churches.
I'll keep some of your song recommendations in mind for future, okay? So, definitely. All right, my friends, I'm going to dip out. But thanks again for hanging out with me, sharing space, and just being in the present moment, and also for bearing your cross and not betraying yourself or humanity by taking accountability for how you can be the change, even in your own life, because it's a macro and micro game, right? So you got to be accountable for the person that you are today, and the more people that become online to the truth of that, the quicker we see the scape of the game change, right? All right. All love, my friends. I'll see you guys on another one soon, okay?